Okay, so the next recipe we're going to tackle is a buffalo chicken dip. This is a new one for me. I have never made this before. And I'm using an ingredient that I typically wouldn't use, and that's canned chicken. And I bought it at Costco, I don't know, a long time ago. Never used it, and so the recipe I watched on YouTube, the lady used it. I thought, okay, that may be a good way to get rid of it. It's one less thing I have to pack. So I have my pans piled up. I only spray the one at the top. Just that way, if I don't use it, it's not already sprayed, and yet it's not taking up a whole lot of room. I found an easier way to open these, by the way. Who knew the top just pulled apart? And the light's bad in here, I'm sorry. It's getting darker outside. Let's see if I can put this. Who knows if it's gonna make any difference. So, again, I'm doubling this recipe. So I've doubled the crab recipe. I've doubled this buffalo chicken one. There's a corn dip one. Probably not gonna double that one. Just not sure. Again, it's a new one. Actually, all three of these are new. I don't know why I'm doing this. I have so many favorites that we have requested every year, and they will come, not to worry. A lot of them are ones that I could make the day before and leave overnight in the fridge, but they're not baked. So the one that is baked that I haven't got to yet is the artichoke dip. So again, just to make it easier, I'm gonna just cut this a bit. So I'm going to have the cream cheese. I'm adding more of the buffalo chicken, or no, the buffalo, no. Oh my gosh, Frank's Red Hot. And I'm going to do 2/3 of a cup of it because I'm doubling the recipe. I don't know, just a lot of people don't like spice. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna do 2/3 because it's a third. I don't think I'm gonna do 2/3. Just not everybody in my family likes a lot of spice. I'm gonna put in 1/3, see how it tastes. I can always put more in. If I want, you can always add, oh, it's spicy enough. So I'm gonna mix this first. And no matter how organized I try to be, it is always chaos. I'm going to use the same flat paddle that I used for the last one. Try and pull this over more. You know, if I was really professional, I'd have 2 cameras, different angles, all that stuff. But I'm not. And my kitchen really isn't set up for this. My new one will be, you can bet on that. There we go. That looks nice and smooth. So now I'm adding 2/3 because it calls for 1/3 of a cup of ranch dressing. I'm putting 2, even though I didn't double the hot sauce. I know I can put more of that in if I need to. So 2/3 of ranch dressing, if I have that much. If not, I'll put something else. Here's 1. Oh yeah, I got lots. Honestly, it feels so good to get at least some of these things done. I know I'm not gonna get them all today. There's a couple that need to have some vegetables and stuff cooked. They will wait for another day. I'm just gonna throw together the ones that can be thrown together. So ranch dressing, hot sauce, cream cheese, the chicken, and 2 cups of mozzarella. Well, I'm using a mix. Oh, so that's 4 cups. You go through a lot of cheese with these things, I'm just telling you. Actually, I'm gonna mix this in so that all the liquid. Okay, so that's mixed in totally thoroughly. And I'm sorry, my hands are clean. I'm using my fingers because that way I can tell that it's all off there. I'm very tactile. Okay. So I should see how it is. I'm going to use my other finger. Yeah, I think that's hot enough, to be honest. It's not really hot at all, but that will make it enjoyable for some people. Yeah, I think that's going to be hot enough. It's hard when you have a large family because there's so many. So I need 4 cups. I don't know that I want it that cheesy. 1. Cheese is not cheap. I think I'm going to put 2.5. I'm going to mix that in with this, and then put the chicken in. And again, I'm using canned chicken only because I have it. I would prefer to use regular, real chicken, home cooked, but I have this, I don't want to waste it, and this is probably going to be the best recipe to hide it in. Goes recycling. I'm going to leave the chicken fairly chunky. I'm not trying to make this smooth. I just want to get it all incorporated. I should trade places. Oh. Listen, counter space is important. I'm tempted to put more hot sauce because I like things a little spicy. And this spoon has been washed. I'm gonna put a little more. Don't tell anybody. Once you got the chicken and the cheese and stuff in there, it really wasn't spicy at all. There's not a lot of point of having buffalo chicken dip if it doesn't taste like buffalo chicken. Maybe just a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to use this squirter thing so I don't overdo it. There, that's going to be enough. Whether it is or not, it's going to be. Now the recipe says that you can top it with blue cheese crumbles, green onions, whatever. And I may or may not do that because not everybody likes blue cheese. I love it, but not everybody's a huge fan, and I'm making this for a lot of people. Okay, so I need my spray pan. Maybe a bigger spatula. Okay, let's put this in. So share with me, you guys, what you're doing for Christmas, any favorite recipes you have, any family traditions. So I just want you to know, this is a bit of a, I wouldn't say touchy subject, but years ago, at another time when we were struggling financially, Christmas was coming up, and of course we had a lot of younger kids at home at the time, and Christmas was a big deal. And when I don't know, it's about November, which I'm going to post it on my blog if I can find it, because I did write about it. And I was sitting upstairs, the kids were in school. We'd had a hard year for a lot of reasons. And, you know, just this weight settled on me when I thought about Christmas. And the pressure and the presents and all the expected things. And I remember sitting there and thinking, I'm not doing this. And I felt bad because, you know, with my kids, like they're young and Christmas is a big deal to kids. But they knew we'd gone through a hard year. There'd been a lot happen in the whole couple years leading up. Glenn's cancer diagnosis, just trauma in the family, just different things. Okay guys, there's 2 done. And actually that tastes pretty good. Even with the chicken. It would be great with real chicken. And I was sitting up there thinking about it and just feeling such a weight. Hang on, there's nowhere to lean. And I was thinking, you know what, I can't do this. Like, we don't have the money. And with 9 kids, that's a lot of money. And I'm not going to spend money on silly, cheap crap just to say I've got them something. And to me, that's a waste of money. Because I know my kids. And anyway, so when they came home from school, I sat them down and I just kind of explained the situation. And I'm like, guys, like we need to do something different this year. And they were so amazing. There's 1,000 ways I love my kids, but they've been through a lot with all the ups and downs in our lives and never complain. While other kids are getting iPads, and that's way back then, and so many different things. And I said to them, like, we just can't do this year. Not that they wouldn't get anything, but then I said, what can we do? It's so easy to get bogged down by what you can't do. But I'm like, what can we do to celebrate Christmas? So one of the first things was doing Advent. We had Advent readings every night that you're supposed to. We made our own Advent, not even a wreath, but a display. And we, I don't know, we made things for each other. We wrote letters to each other. We did, you know, meaningful things. I actually ended up making our first, actually only so far, family video, and just took pictures that we'd taken over the years and put music to it, and we played it Christmas Eve. And everybody bawled. It meant so much to them. And it wasn't about presents, it was about presence. And the gift that we have in our family and all the things we take for granted. And from that point on, so then, I don't know if it was that year or the next year, we bought a big family gift. We bought a new TV, a big screen, not now, but it was then. Just, you know, but really, really, really pared back the gifts. And to the point that we don't do gifts, and we haven't for a few years. I would rather take the money that we spent in gifts that may or may not be used or last a year or two or whatever, and we put it in food and we create an experience together as a family. We love getting together. These kids who, when they were young, like fought constantly, I used to say they can't even breathe the same air. And I used to worry, wondering like what the heck was going to happen when they got older. But as they've got older, we've all become each other's best friends. And there've been a lot of hard times. Things I can't even tell you about, because they're not my story to tell. But we've come through them together. And it's been brutal sometimes. I'm not going to candy coat this for you. People look at us and we have 9 kids and we love each other and whatever. And it's like, oh, it's been this fairy tale, wonderful experience. And I'm telling you, it has not. There's been hard days. And Christmas has often been one of the hardest seasons because we couldn't follow the societal norms and expectations, and no parent wants their kids to lack or to be going to school and everybody bragging about all the things they got and you didn't. Even at work as an adult, like I go to work and it's like, oh, what'd you get? And I'm like, we don't do gifts. And not because I don't believe in Christmas and not because I'm anti-Christmas or anything. I used to love Christmas. But at some point we stepped off the treadmill, the conveyor belt of consumerism and entitlement and all the things that I just saw that I was trying to keep up with for my kids. And honestly, I think it's been one of the best things we've ever done. And we're always so excited about getting together. And we've developed recipes and traditions and just, and it's not just our kids. I seem to have inherited a few extras because the friends they have now are family to me. And I love them all, and we have a blast. Everybody comes to my house. And I think if everything is stripped away, I'll still have that. And that's Christmas to me.